Hello there, and welcome to Pitch It To Me Baby, the show where the Talks-A-Lot boys create original characters using nothing but their imaginations and their sweet, sensual voices, and some prompts. I am your luxurious host, Tyler, and today I am joined by my sexy, sexy boys, Brennan, the Alaskan Dragon Matthews.
Hello there.
Lawrence, Dale, Chipper, Tabletop Thurber the Third.
Hello, ladies.
And Cody, Mr. Sunshine English.
Fuck.
Sunshine.
I couldn't
Nice to
think
see
of
you back,
anything,
guys.
okay? I
Smash
didn't have a
Mike.
nickname prepared for you. And
That's
now you're
fine.
Mr. Sunshine.
Fine,
That
buddy.
is canon, that is official.
You know, I'm okay with this. This is really on brand for me. I like it.
Dope. So, yeah, welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Pitch It To Me Baby. For those of you who don't know how the show works, basically all we're going to do is talk a lot and create an original character for the Talks-A-Lot Boys cinematic universe of heroes and villains. And all we're going to do that is we're going to look up 3 random words that are going to be our prompts, and we're going to use those as inspiration to create a brand new character. So, boys, let's hippity hop right into it. Let's load up our first word. Our noun for today is world.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Our verb is embrace.
Okay.
A hug
And our
or a feel.
adjective is threatening.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
this could be-
someone who just hugs worlds in an aggressive way. This is a
I
tough
feel
one.
like this would be too easy to be a villain. I want to say we should make a hero out of this somehow.
I definitely want to make a hero. I feel like we've done villain like the last several times, so
But threatening is gonna
definitely
like
wanna
throw
make-
a real curveball. It has to be like really threatening looking hero, but he's like, I just want to give you hugs.
Or what if he's like, he doesn't mean to be threatening, but then
Yeah.
like whenever he gets you like in his bear hug, it's just like the worst experience ever.
But he's just a giant bear,
what if he's a planet?
planet-sized bear.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, planet-sized bear.
Where did the bear come from?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Well, should we come up with the powers first and then the
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say we need to come up with the
Yeah.
powers first. So
This one's a little difficult.
yeah, this one is tough. So we got world, embrace, and threatening.
I mean, we could always go like someone who can like expand in size. I mean, you can grow up to the size of the world, like have that power. But seems like a cop out if you're just going world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power to
What if he's turned
embrace
into, like,
anything.
Hmm?
I said the power to embrace anything. Like he can get hit by a train and he would just embrace it.
That's his he just hugs shit to like
And he-
stop it from
Yeah, and he's a world hero.
he's just
You know, I like
so
that.
the world has nothing to do with anything. He's just like, oh, it
worldwide
could be
hero.
Pitbull. It's Mr. Worldwide. And he,
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we need our own branding, but yeah, like Mr. Pitbull.
Mr. World.
Well, actually, no. I don't want him to be Mr. Worldwide.
I
don't
know.
like
No,
Mr.
no.
Worldwide. I do like the thing where he can like hug anything and like
Like stop all momentum by
Stop
hugging it and just
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I just see him like hugging someone, like their eyeballs just burst out of their head.
I mean, if he wants to go that hard, he's a good guy, so he doesn't. He always stops like
He
one step
never-
below.
Yeah, like he never means to, but then like it's just his presence is like threatening.
Yeah, that's the threat of it. Like, people say they've seen him hug someone to death and, like, pop their spine out, but no one's ever actually seen it, and maybe that's his
yeah.
power. Just
That
the
he's like an
concept of-
urban legend that like
Yeah.
people think that he's like this monster that like hugs people to death, but he only does it to like criminals.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like if you do bad stuff, it's like you know, you lie to kids and tell them that like if you're bad, that Santa's gonna like give you a lump of coal. It's like the same thing, but it's like, oh, if you cheat on your math test, the hugger's gonna come and just hug the life right out of you.
Yes.
Also, before I forget, like when I think about the train hitting you and you hugging it, I mean Tifa does that in, like Final Fantasy VII, like the old one. He suplexes a train.
I'm sorry.
That is a thing. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
she
you're
suplexes a ghost train. And
Hold
I
on,
don't want to
wait.
be spoilers, but I'm really sad because they didn't do that in the remake. So I'm sorry for spoiling that, but they never suplex a ghost train.
Yeah, so he's just like this urban legend that goes around just hugging the sins out of people.
Hugging the
Nope.
sins out of people. Is he a priest?
I
Is
actually
he a
prefer
priest?
that. Yeah. It could be
Now we
like a
just
Swamp
need
Thing
to-
level like entity.
What?
It could be like a Swamp Thing level entity. He just like he all existed, but he only shows up for like really bad people.
He is, like, we could incorporate the world into this
Yeah.
because he is born of the Earth.
Yeah.
Like, he is the spirit of planet Earth.
Oh, I thought you were
Spiritual
saying
Oh,
embodiment.
Yeah, he's
Like
like the
Captain
embodiment
Planet.
of the Earth or something. So he's like,
Okay.
he's a large, round thing made of
Okay.
grass,
Very descriptive.
and he's got little eyes. His face looks like Ditto. Like, it's got two little dot eyes and like a big heckin' smile, and it's just very like unsettling because he just smiles at you. But he'll just like,
That's threatening.
but he's also just, he'll get like really big, and then he'll just come up to you, and then like without saying anything and without breaking eye contact, will just slowly embrace you and just consume you with his hug, and you'll just turn into paste.
Oh.
Okay,
And
no.
then he's like, justice has been served.
I was with you all the way up to the paste.
Well, what do
I
you
was
think
hop-
happens when you hug
I was
someone to death,
hoping
Cody?
you absorb him into his body and sends you to a nirvana you've never experienced before, and you experience like the true like what you're supposed to feel like on the planet Earth, and like feel super happy, and then he spits you out. It's like, if you want to feel that again, live your best life, and one day I will come for you, my child, and leaves. And you're just like,
That's
no,
incredible.
please come back, Mr.
That is
Sunshine.
pretty incredible.
They live their
Yeah.
whole lives trying to be good so that one day he'll come back and they could be in his warm embrace once again.
Yeah,
This sounds like Christianity.
that's what Earth's all about,
Also,
I'm
he
not
can't
opposed to that.
he can't like
Yeah.
audibly speak. He just he communicates with you telepathically while he's hugging you.
What does he sound like?
He sounds like
Come with
a
me, my child.
he sounds like a choir of all of the most like magnificent voices you've ever heard just
Now-
talking.
Now, I
No,
think it
There
depends.
should be. What's up?
I was gonna say, like, I think the way he sounds and like what he does to you depends on how he perceives your soul. Like, if your soul is full of like sin and like just anger and everything, then what he sounds like to you is way different, and like what he does to you is different. Like, say like some kind of scientist comes in there with a group of people, and they find him, and they're like, oh, and he hugs the scientist, and it's like a very cheerful voice, and he just hugs him, and he's a happier scientist. But
Yeah,
but then there's like some hunter in the group or something, like Clay from Tarzan, or Clayton or whatever his name was, and he hugs them, and it's just like, it sounds like demons just controlling your mind and eating at you or your soul, and he just like crushes you until you start bleeding.
Wow, I kind of like that. It's like for bad people, it's like Ghost Rider's like penance stare. You just get like engulfed in like hellfire, like in your mind.
Yeah, well, is that only for bad people? Can you do that to good people too, or is that, because I
It-
never understood that.
Penance
You
stare
only-
works where it's like if he stares at you, if he does a penance stare at you, the more like sins you've committed and like the worse the sins are, then the more pain you'll experience. So if you
Okay.
haven't done like anything wrong, it won't do anything to you.
that's why he
If
doesn't
you-
work on Deadpool, because he doesn't think he ever did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, fun fact.
But yeah, I like that. Is he'll just like he'll like hug you and you'll get like transported. I like to imagine like your mind gets like transported to this like field. It looks like the Windows XP wallpaper. Like it's just
Yeah.
this field and there's like clouds and then it'll just get like filled with like happy things or whatever. But like if you're bad and he does it, then it goes from that, and then like storm clouds just start to like loom overhead, and then his face just like appears out of the clouds, and there's like lightning and fire like falling everywhere,
and then the floor turns into lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
think
cool.
it should be like he should have like a really like soft and soothing voice, kind of like a Neil deGrasse Tyson type, and then like you hear like a choir in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like during the real like you said, like you're walking through like the Microsoft fucking or like the Windows background, and the next thing you know, like when like fire and brimstone comes in the fucking storm, like but you can't be here, you Sid, and then like should be like deathcore music, should like drop for a cowboy playing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so what? I think that's cool. I like this idea that we're coming up with. What happens? So what happens if like your intentions are good, or like your intentions are bad? Like what happens to either side? Is it death if it's bad, or like is it something else?
I think it's death either way.
Either way, you just a happy death or an angry death.
Yeah, it's either a happy death or like a really painful death.
I mean, we want to go for that
because he
entity
doesn't like
good.
actively seek out like good people. It's just like if they happen to like find him, he's like, "You can't know I exist," and he goes over and hugs them. He's like, "There."
Oh
It'll
gosh.
all be over soon. Enjoy this soothing Windows XP background to live in for the last moments of your life. And it's just this euphoric experience, and then you just die. But then, like, if he's actively seeking out a bad person, then like he'll hug them and he'll just inflict like all of his fucking fury and vengeance on them.
Rocks, yeah.
Rage of the planet.
Yeah, the rage of the planet.
All right. I'm
You're
okay
just
with
sent to
this.
live in like.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it if we're going for that kind of entity. I was
I like
expecting
it,
like
it's funny.
you let
Can
them live
his
either
name
way.
be the Embracist?
Yeah.
What? Excuse me?
It's
I don't
like
know. I don't know if we can go that route.
Embracist.
Why?
Embracist? Maybe. I mean,
I
I
have a
guess it
couple of
works.
terms you can go with that it's not good.
it fits, but it's like also topical. Like
I don't know.
Well, like it could be either races or rape is.
Oh.
Pick your poison. Neither of them are good, but
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you got a better name?
So
no, I think it's tight. I'm just
I
saying
mean-
like there might be repercussions.
maybe one day
Well, fine. If you
deal with our
think it's too
sins.
controversial,
I actually
I don't
like
think
it.
it's that bad.
I think we should say fuck him and go with it.
he's
The Embracist it is.
I mean,
Embracist.
Okay. Alright, so we have his power, we have his look. Do we want to describe his look in more detail now that we have kind of a better idea, or do we move on to like what motivates him, how he came to be?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I think he just looks like the embodiment of a soft, grassy knoll, but as an amorphous blob that can also kind of grow muscles
Okay.
in certain situations.
Yeah, like when it's time to embrace, like he just turns into a fucking tree.
His face like changes too. Like while he's hugging, it'll go from the smile and it'll just turn into like this just grimace where he's like, "Rah!"
I want to be a happy like phase, not like.
Well, it's normally happy, but like if you catch him, like, because typically
If you're a dirty sinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're dirty sinner, yeah, of course the grimace. But
Well, just like if you walk in the woods and you just see this happening, you just see this rock mass with just this like intense face just hugging the life out of a man. And then like when it's over and the dude like stops breathing and it just like slowly turns into like this giant happy fluffy guy who just like wanders off into the distance.
See, I'm wondering if before he like hugs you or something, if it should just be a neutral face so that it's like you don't know if he's like good or bad. It's just like unsettling if what this thing's gonna do.
just vaguely
And then,
threatening.
well, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think grinning or neutral works. So if you guys want to go with grinning, that works just as well. I'm wondering if like since we have like a good and a bad side of him, like should there be a neutral while nothing's going on?
Right, but like his natural state is like being like happy and free
Just
and
happy.
whatever.
Okay.
It's just that like he goes like ape shit when he like finds the sinners.
Yeah. And just to be clear, it's not just sinners, just people that have.
Yeah, it's just
intentions.
people that the world deems as detriments to the planet.
As he deems bad.
Well, he is part of the world.
I guess. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Like when the Earth was created, the Earth is a sentient being in this universe. In the Toxlopois cinematic universe, the Earth is a sentient being named Fred.
Whoa! What was that?
What was that?
That's his name.
That's what I thought.
Wait, his name? What was that? Yep, I dig that. Yep, his name was. And then he the Earth was there and he was chilling in space. He's like, this shit's tight. And then people appeared and he was like, oh fuck,
This shit's not tight.
this shit's not tight. I need an enforcer for my supreme will. And then he
just gets
created the
his fucking
Embracist.
The Embracist. Just gets this fucking goon to do his dirty work.
Yeah. So it's like it's just like this appendage of his lingering will that wanders the planet cleaning up humanity.
Okay. So that's how he came to be then? He was just the Earth was made and then it was happy and then humans came along and was like, we need something to control these people, basically.
Yes.
So kind of like the Earth's white blood cell. Just one of them.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's like super powerful and like
Yeah.
pretty much invincible.
Yeah,
We could have an arc where like the moon is also sentient and it wants a big ol' heckin' kiss from the Earth, so it starts going in through the atmosphere, so it can give it a big ol' smacker. And then the moon's version of the Embracist, called the crater.
Mm-hmm.
The caldera.
The what?
The caldera. It's like what the craters on the moon are called.
Oh really?
I didn't know that. I
I
thought they
didn't
were just
know that
called
either.
craters, but that's cool.
Well, his name is Cardaryl or whatever.
Cardaryl.
Yeah, his name is. My name's Cardaryl. I'm gonna give you a big old heckin' kiss, and then he.
It's caldera.
Well, his name is Cardaryl.
Caldaryl.
Carl Daryl.
My name's Carl Daryl, soul of the moon. I'm gonna give y'all a big old heckin' smoocher. I've been staring at you for millennia. I just can't keep it in my space pants anymore.
Is the moon just West Virginia?
Sure.
Are they cousins?
So it starts going through the atmosphere to try to like kiss the Earth, and then like the superheroes all like assemble to try to stop it, and then like the only one who can like quell the moon's like space boner and keep it from touching down on the planet is the Embracist, and he just grows to the size of like half the planet and just hugs the moon to stop it from impacting.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
it just stays there
Yeah.
for
I
the
could
rest
just
of
see
time.
the Earth like calling the Embracist and being like, "Dude, I need some fucking muscle for a project."
Also, like half of the population of the Earth dies in the process because he has to like. So he doesn't really save anybody, I guess, because he has to like
Well, he saves the
engulf
planet. That's
half
what
the
he's more
planet.
important. Like that's what he's cared about.
Yeah, he's there to save the planet, not the people.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's like repercussions of it for like a long time, but like he doesn't care because he's not a hero or a villain. He's just the Earth.
Yeah. That's
The
what.
entity.
That's when we have like our big hero versus villain allegiance fight. It's
So we have
like
Civil War.
yeah, kind of like that. And then big the Embracist grows and just starts like smacking heroes and villains around. Like, get out of my way. I'm
Yeah, he turns
here
into,
to
like-
save the day.
Turns into like Onslaught or whatever, the one that like gave Marvel their fucking gave them a run for their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I think it's like their version of the snap where it's like the moon starts crashing and then the Embracist like consumes half the planet to hug it back into orbit, and then like just like half the population of the world is just like gone, and then like there's just the repercussions of that are felt like in the comics until like a new timeline gets like reset as happens in comics and stuff. And
well,
then like
oh yeah, never mind. I forgot. That works. Never mind.
This is really dark.
No, it's great.
Really fucked up.
What, you think this is more dark than the comedian that made people vomit blood
Yeah.
and consumed their essence?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty much the same as Infinity War.
Kinda, yeah. Except
like,
that instead of like Thanos being like an actual villain, it's literally just like a completely like indifferent force.
That's what I mean. Because like
Yeah.
Thanos was like selfish in his like wishes to like cause peace, like make everything better. What was it? The
He
braces?
was not necessarily selfish. I mean, he was because he like slaughter and war, but like in his mind, like his justification of it was, I'm trying to save like half of everyone, or else we're all gonna die.
But yeah, that's what a good villain is. Like he has the good reasons, but he's doing it like it's his selfish like will that's like making him do this. Like yeah, of course everyone's gonna die, but he's doing it for selfish reasons. Because he
Yeah.
thinks
That
this.
makes sense,
Like
yeah.
there's other ways he could go about it, like expanding the universe, like all this garbage, but decided like, half's gone now.
I mean, to be fair, in the actual comics, Thanos is doing it so that he can fuck death. So
Yes, this is true.
He has no actual like good moral reason for killing half the universe, other than he just wants to pump those numbers up so he can get some pussy.
True.
Way cooler reason.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like the races more, because he doesn't care about humans. He's doing it because he needs power to stop the moon.
Yeah.
It's scarier
Yeah,
because
he's
he
just
didn't
doing
like
it to protect the Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
the
he
moon
doesn't
will
feel
fuck
anything
me
from doing
if
it.
I let it touch my body. I must embrace it and restore the natural order.
oh my god.
And there's
this
some
is
minor
so good.
penetration when that happens, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, like he
We're
like
gonna be-
just gets the tip into like the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that in turn, in the later arcs, there is another like there is like a new version of Carl Daryl that gets like made on Earth because of that
Daryl.
incident. And then there's like a slight rivalry after that of like there's now a Carl Daryl wandering the Earth as well as the Embracist. And sometimes they get into kerfuffles because they try to hug the same person. And then that person is like stuck in like a never-ending like purgatory of like getting pulled into like two separate multiverses in his mind and like just like physically can't die.
This is what I mean. This is scarier than fucking.
That's the threatening part.
Yeah.
We
And
had
then
to
like
make it
during
great.
that moment, right? Then they combine into one being to make like the never-ending thing stop, and they turn into Hug
Yep.
Prime.
What was that?
Hug Prime.
Hug Prime? I don't think we can do that one. I don't
Why?
Yeah.
think- I don't know.
We could call him
I feel like
Hug.
that's copywritten somewhere.
What?
Well, that's not copyrighted.
What about Hugma?
Hugma.
Hug
Like
what?
fucking
Hugmageddon.
what was it? Like Sigma and what? Hugmageddon. That's even better.
Hugmageddon.
Hugmageddon.
They just go around.
I was
hugging
thinking,
people.
what was it? Like Ultron Sigma or whatever the hell?
Yeah. It was like Ultron and Sigma Fuse. I mean, I like Hugma, and then like the arc could be called like Hugmageddon, where it's like
Yes.
where Hugma is just like this being where like since both of them like fused together, they no longer have like a central will. So they start like instead of going after, because before they're just targeting like bad people, and like if good people happen to get in the way, then they'll hug them. But now they're actively just seeking out anything that lives, and they're just hugging everything. And then they try to gain like more sustenance to like expand and try so they can like hug the entire world and like kill itself and everything living on it. And then the
Yes.
heroes have to team up to stop him.
Well, the heroes and the villains have to team up.
Yeah, this is like the universal team up.
Yes. Okay, I love that. That's really cool.
And it ends with them having to open a rift to an alternate like universe where they can live on like a second version of Earth that isn't possessed by like a sentient being. They have to go to like another Earth that isn't sentient in another universe.
Maybe.
And then it resets the timeline.
Or
In the-
what if they pull like a Rick and Morty where they go to like a different dimension where like they don't exist?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what
it's
if,
just like another
okay,
multiverse,
That
yeah.
could start another arc though, where like they have to fight themselves on that dimension that they're going to because they can't coexist together.
Yeah, so they have this big like team up against the planet. They realize they can't win. And all of the survivors escape through this like wormhole into like the alternate reality where the Earth is not sentient, and then there's like other versions of themselves, and then they get into a war to like become the real ones, and then the two universes like clash, and then the clash ends up causing a rift in space-time, and all of existence just ends and restarts, and that's where we get like the revamp after like the comics have been going for like 50 years. They need to freshen up. That's like the reset button when they just like redo all the superhero origins.
Yep. Okay. Beautiful. Wow.
Awesome.
Wow. This one went really fucking deep.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be tough, but then they really pulled it out.
Yeah, it just turned into like fucking cataclysmic events that cause like alternate timelines and comic universe resets and stuff.
So, Embrace is going to be the linchpin of your universe?
Yes. Apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Embracist. Such a good. Like at first, I was like, I don't know, and I'm like, dude, I fucking love that name.
It's so good. Oh man.
Beautiful.
Shit. Well, I guess that's pretty much everything for this character.
Yeah.
Clancy, you're gonna have a heck of a recap to hit us with. So why don't you get off your lazy robot ass and tell the audience what it is in theatrical fashion.
Long, long ago at the beginning of time, the Earth came into existence. Much to the surprise of most, the Earth is actually sentient and has a will of its own. For millennia, the Earth was happy and free, floating in space without a care in the world, while life flourished on its surface. But then one day humanity showed up, and over time became the big fucking pile of assholes that they are today. This displeased the Earth, as its body was being destroyed and mistreated by humanity's shittiest of members. In order to purge itself of these particularly terrible folks, the Earth created an all-natural vessel to seek out these vermin and eliminate them. This creature has been given the title of the Embracist. Throughout the history of man, stories of this mossy creature lurking in the forests and mountains spread throughout the world. This smiling plush grassy husk would travel the land, seeking the worst of the worst, and when he found them would pass the Earth's divine judgment. With a large warm hug, the Embracist absorbs its victims into its body, where their souls will live out their final moments trapped in his dimension of righteous fury. Anyone deemed a good person will experience the most wonderful, beautiful, euphoric feelings they can possibly feel as they are lulled to a permanent sleep. The ones deemed truly evil will meet a pain that our human forms can hardly begin to comprehend before being sent straight to the depths of hell. As he is made of the very earth he lives upon and serves, he can grow as large as needed for whatever task he is given by absorbing the planet's resources and territory. The peak of this feat was when the Embracist overtook half of the surface of the planet to stop the moon from impacting with the surface. This feat saved the Earth from destruction, but consequently caused the deaths of every living creature on that half of the planet. But he did not care about the fatalities, only that his precious Earth was safe. He is neither hero nor villain, merely a vessel to protect the Earth and enact its will. The act of the moon making contact with the Earth still managed to cause a new problem though. The moon's lingering will, Carl Darrell, was transferred onto the surface of the Earth. With two wandering death blobs roaming the planet's surface, it was only a matter of time before they would eventually collide. When the two beings accidentally targeted and hugged the same victim at the same time, their bodies merged, forming the all-powerful and unstoppable Hugma. This monstrosity contained the minds and wills of both the Embracist and Carl Darrell, which caused a struggle for control, resulting in Hugma mindlessly hugging everything in its wake. As it acquires more sustenance, it grows larger and threatens to hug the entire planet, which would result in the destruction of Earth and every living creature that resides on it. As a result, every hero and villain from the TALBCU must team up to stop this apocalypse-level threat. Whoa. The Talks a Lot Boys Cinematic Universe welcomes the Embracist, the biodegradable bringer of death.
Tight! That was great. Boy, howdy am I proud of us for coming up with all that. That actually turned out way better than I thought it was going to when it started.
That looked like it was going south, but it's instantly just went up. It was great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved it.
I think the Embracist is one of my favorite characters we've made so far.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh man. Well, thank you all, gentlemen, for joining me on this on this fine evening of pitching it to babies.
Oh yeah.
Babies being us.
I hate you.
So if y'all at home enjoyed this little jam sesh, why don't you give us a like to let us know that you liked it, and consider subscribing to the Talk Slot Boys for more quality content like this. You can watch more of Pigeon to Me Baby, where we make more kooky characters. We got the Tippity Top podcast, where we ramble about random shit that we like. We got some album reviews and a couple other rando things on here too. So, go check us out if you like our luscious voices. Also, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast on Apple Podcasts, please give it a old 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, because that would give me a big ol' heckin' smile. Not as powerful as a smile as the Embracists, but as close to that as I can get with the small amount of real estate on my face.
Yeah.
That's about it for today. So we have been the Talk Slot Boys, and we'll talk a whole lot more next time. Bye!
See ya.
Later.